Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm a champion. I win, I win. I'm a champion. It's all within me. I'm a champion. I win, I win. I'm a champion. I win, I win. Good morning.
All right, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, that's it. Y'all know what time it is. I'm alive, I'm awake, and I feel great. Yes, 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 y'all. Y'all know it is. Y'all boy, Motivational Mike, coming to y'all today with a new installment of From Ordinary to Extraordinary. Man, these episodes have been amazing. We have had some of the best that Baltimore has to offer to come in and bless us. So today, I'm so excited for actually one of my brothers who I've been helping to be a part of his life for the last 10 years.
10 years.
Last 10 years. It's so exciting because if you don't know, he's actually my line brother with the best fraternity out here in Kappa Alpha Psi. Yo. So really excited. I'm just gonna get right into it. Like some of it, just real quick. Graduated from Mount St. Mary's. Went into tax accounting.
Yep.
From there, founder of Second Mile Services, which I'm gonna let him explain what that is. And I consider him like now a serial entrepreneur, whereas though now he is the owner of Readers franchise. Yeah, go get that Italian ice, baby. Yeah, yep. And a community leader. Like I said, out here doing amazing things. So without further ado, introducing my brother, Casteel Johnson, Cass for short. I might say Cassie every now and again, y'all.
Here and there. Only you. You only can say that.
He lets me do that. All right, so brother, thank you so much for your time, man. I'm really excited to have you here. Like I said, you're dear to my heart. I'm so proud of the accomplishments and the things you've done. And I just felt like people need to hear your story with all of the things you've gone through and the things you persevered through. To see what you're still accomplishing, man, it's amazing to see and amazing to be a part of. So just welcome.
No, I appreciate it, bro. I'm happy to be here. And obviously not for the cameras because I say this to you all the time, but I got to give you your flowers back. I'm so proud of everything that you got going on and your ability to continue to reinvent yourself, chase your dreams, even at your age, even at all of the things that you've already done. And it's not a cliche that you are motivational to a lot of us. Not just in your words, but in your actions. And so, I mean, you know how instrumental you are in my life and you've been in my life. So, no, man, I got to give you your flowers. I'm proud of you. And this is amazing. This setup is crazy. This is top notch. This is top notch.
I appreciate you, brother. We right at the crib. So, look, man, I like to jump right into it.
Let's do it.
So, I mean, let's talk about real quick. Who was Cass growing up in Baltimore and what shaped you the most?
That's a great question to start. You know, I just have always been, I would say, inquisitive. Like I wanted to know. So growing up, we didn't have a lot. And I think that's a lot of people's story in Baltimore, right? We come from a city where people didn't have a lot. My mom didn't finish high school. My dad didn't finish college.
Wow.
My dad was ill for most of my life. Me and my dad were best friends. He passed a few years ago, but we were best friends. So I was always family oriented, but I think when you don't have a lot, when everybody around you don't have a lot, it don't feel like you don't have a lot.
That's
you know
the
what I mean?
thing.
It's just
we
normal.
grew up thinking it's normal,
it's just
right?
normal, right? So, but I knew I wanted more, right? Like my parents didn't drive, so I never was in a car. We took a bus everywhere.
Wow.
We never went out to eat. I had never been on vacation. I took my first flight after I graduated college.
Seriously?
Yeah, I had never been on a plane until I was 23 years old.
I think I didn't get on a plane until I was 19 in college.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So I knew that I wanted to know what those things look like. So growing up, bro, my dad always was heavy on education. Like he was heavy on education. I had straight A's my entire life.
Wow.
You know what I mean? My entire life. I never not had straight A's. So I just knew that there was something out there that I wanted. I didn't know what it was until I got to college. But growing up in the city, bro, I just wanted something different than what we were experiencing.
So how in the world did you end up at Mount St. Mary's? That's a private college, right?
Yeah, private
And
Catholic.
we both went to college,
Yeah,
private college at
yeah.
Shenandoah University. So coming from Baltimore, that's unheard of.
Mm.
So how did you get to a private college? What did that experience do for you?
Yeah. And again, I feel like a lot of things when we share our stories, they sound like cliches, but it's really not. It's just real. Bro, it was God. So I went to City. I started at City. I transferred to Friendship Academy, and I just was leaps and bounds.
You should have stayed at City.
Yeah, I should have stayed at City.
No,
For sure. I wish I did too.
Yeah.
I was leaps and bounds just too advanced mentally, academically for Friendship, and I'm grateful for the experience there. But I wanted something different, and my parents didn't know nothing about like private school. But I wanted to go to a private school. And so I ended up going how I got to Mount St. Mary's is that I went to transfer to Curley, Archbishop Curley first. But the way I got to Curley was, this story is so funny. If I ever write a book, like I never tell the story. I skipped school. The one time I ever skipped school in my life, I skipped school and me and my homeboy caught the bus to Curley. And I went up there, waited till school was over and got an application. And I filled it out myself. And I got my guidance counselor to sign it.
Are you serious?
I forged my parents. My mother will tell you, like, I forged my parents' signature. I filled out the whole application, got my guidance counselor to give me my transcripts, and I submitted it on my own.
That is awesome.
So when I took the whole Curly thing to my family, to my parents, I had already been accepted.
Wow.
And so, went through the whole thing about them not being able to afford it. And the admissions director, and it's crazy to think about this because I haven't thought about the story in a while, but the admissions director up there, like, saw something in me. And the first year at Curly gave it to me completely free. So I got up there in 11th grade and we didn't pay anything. And
as you said, nobody but God, right?
Nobody but God, bro. Nobody but God. And so how I got to Mount St. Mary's is, when you go to private school, I guess all high schools might do this, but at Curly, you get 3 passes as a senior to go to presentations from colleges. So if they come, you can leave class up to 3 times. And I was in a class that I didn't want to be in, and Mount St. Mary's had come to the school. I didn't even know what Mount St. Mary's was. I thought I was going to Delaware State with my homeboy.
Where is it?
It's in Western Maryland. It's right on the Pennsylvania line. Beautiful, beautiful campus, and changed my life. But I only went to the presentation because I wanted to get out of class. It's crazy how things align. And they were giving free applications. Like, if you apply now, it's free application. So I applied.
You need them free applications, right?
Need every free application I could get.
So at Mount St. Mary's, what was the experience coming from Baltimore City? I know at Shenandoah University, like, it was a mind blower for me. I mean, just Caucasian and like population, small college. Like, what was that like coming from Baltimore?
Right, bro. It was crazy. And obviously, being from here, we have all this like Baltimore pride. Like, yeah, I'm from Baltimore. I'm coming up here. Don't nobody say nothing to me. And,
Right.
and I had to break out of my shell. Right. It definitely was a lot of Caucasian. But then the black people that I encountered was a little bit different. So it was only 2 of us from Baltimore.
Wow.
The rest of them were from PG. So that experience was different anyway because they live in single family houses, 2 cars, parents got jobs, right? All of them had vehicles. So that was different because college is the first time that you really finding yourself on your own and how you shape up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to feel less than, but we didn't have what they had. You know what I mean? At all. Like, I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get home on breaks. Who gonna come get me? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So, man, I ended up finding a family, friends that I'm still friends with to this day.
That's awesome.
And the Mount really shaped me. After my freshman year, I tried to transfer to Del State. And the director of the they called it Center for Student Diversity, was all the black clubs and all of that.
Okay.
All the black people hung out.
Absolutely.
Right, yeah,
You
like,
stick together, right? Y'all a family.
Yeah, she was a Delta. Our first real experience with Greeks, because there wasn't Greek life on campus. She stopped me from transferring. Like, she literally blocked the transfer. And she was like, "You're not going up there. You're not going to Delaware State."
She knew.
She knew.
She knew.
Said, "You're not going."
You really like that campus.
Man. Man.
Man, Del State was about to get it.
Yeah, so the next year, I got on the executive board for Black Student Union. I ended up being class vice president.
Okay, you were working.
And then everything else, it just, I found a home. So it is crazy how it worked. But it was definitely a shell shock. By my sophomore year, I stopped wanting to come home for breaks.
Nice.
I wanted to stay up there for the summer.
Mhm.
It was my new home. Yeah, so
Wow.
the Mount was great.
So you majored in accounting there?
I majored in accounting.
So wow, you're one of the only people I've met that actually you went to college for accounting,
Yeah.
came out, and you started working in accounting.
Yep.
All right, so tell to me, like, why accounting? Like,
One reason only. we didn't have no money. And my only thought about college was I got to get a degree that I can get a job.
All right, so Mount St. Mary's, like, you're one of the only people that actually went into the major, you went into that career. Why accounting? Like, let's talk about that.
Yeah, bro. Honestly, it really only was ever one reason. It was I needed to make money. Like I needed a major that I knew would get a job after college. So like I didn't have the liberty of like all my friends was going to major and stuff that they was interested in broadcast and design. I was like, when this college is over, I need a job. Like I got to make some.
That is so smart.
some
My
money.
mother stayed on me saying like arts management. What are you going to do? Like, what are you going to get a job at? That's brilliant that you had that mindset in college to think like college is going to get me a job.
For sure.
That's what people don't understand.
Yeah, accounting majors at the Mount get jobs at high rates because they have like a strong accounting program. So I didn't know what I was in for, but I knew that I was going to get a job somehow.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So what did that career teach you?
It taught me a lot. It taught me obviously numbers. Like I'm good with numbers. I feel like I've always been good with numbers. But beyond that, it was a discipline that I didn't have. An attention to detail that I didn't know I was going to need. Like accounting is less about the math and more about the attention to detail and being able to find mistakes where you won't normally see it. And that's the misconception. People think that what's the first thing you hear? Oh, I'm not good at math. But if you can do basic addition and subtraction, you can be an accountant if you pay attention to detail. And that was something I always struggled with. So it definitely taught me to be,
to this day, that's one of the hardest classes I've ever taken.
It's ridiculous.
Literally, like
it makes no
assets,
sense.
like my stuff never
balanced out.
Never balanced out. Like
balanced out.
never. Like never. My stuff was always off. I couldn't find the details, as you would say.
That's why they charge so much.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Everybody talk about, no, they pay them what they were.
Please.
Like, please.
Even to this day with my business, I have an accountant. Like, because I'm still good at it. I know it, but you need somebody better than you. Like, it's the most important thing.
Facts. So, when did entrepreneurship start calling you? I remember specifically, I was at one of my locations in Howard County, got a call from you, and you were like, Mike, I'm thinking about leaving my job. And I was like, my heart dropped because I've had to make that decision before. Yeah. And I get so fearful for people when they make that decision, but I'm so excited at the same time because I know we only get one life. Yeah. And you got to be willing to take risk and take them early and often. Mm-hmm. And I was so excited for you. Talk about that conversation. Like,
yeah, bro, that conversation was like pivotal. And you think about times in your life, and I feel like I always had that spirit of entrepreneurship, but I didn't know what it was. Like when I went up city, I used to sell Big Texas's, honey buns, Skittles and Snickers out the backpack.
Oh, you was the candy boy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the store. You go to the store.
Every class, I'm going in your class. Like, and so stuff like that, right? But around that time, go back to the conversation, the question you asked me earlier about like what was it like growing up? I just wanted more. Like,
me too.
And having like people like you in my life, you know what I mean? Seeing people that chase their goal. I knew that being an accounting firm wasn't it. Time-wise, I was not trying to get somebody 60, 70 hours. And it just never felt like enough, right? And partially because I was messing my money up. But also partially because I just felt like I wasn't going to get to $1 million working for somebody.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but that conversation changed my life because the one thing that my dad always did, which I know is always big in my relationship with you and looking up to you as my big brother, is like somebody believing in you, like believing that you can do it. And sometimes we just need that backing. Like, it's something that you know that you want to do or even that you can do, but you always ask for somebody's advice because you need somebody else to kind of validate that. And
just to get their perspective.
Just to get their perspective.
Yeah.
And you gave me that. You was like, bro, listen, like, no better time than now, right? You don't have no kids. You have limited responsibilities, even though it feel like you got a lot. Go after it, but make sure you putting money away. Make sure you doing the things that need to be done so that you can do this. And so that conversation changed my life because that's when I was like, all right, Mike has done it. If he think that I can do it, like, why not try?
I know you can do it. And that's the thing. Like I told you, like, I don't care if you Uber. And I think that was like when that first started coming out and, getting big. I'm like, whatever you need to do. I mean, we talked about what is your bills, how much you need to survive on a monthly basis. Yeah. So, to see you making that transition was definitely rewarding for me, being as though we had that conversation. So let me ask you, what would you say is the biggest fear leaving that stability? What was the biggest fear?
It's just all unknown. Stability makes you comfortable,
Yes.
and being uncomfortable is like tough for all of us in so many ways. I think knowing that a check is coming.
Tell
No,
it.
Like, I know every 2 weeks, if I mess up, this check is coming.
Facts.
Like, and when that check not coming, and you don't know when that next check is coming, it's scary. You gotta put your big boy pants on,
There you go.
and that's the biggest fear, right? Just not knowing where the money. When in reality, it's not that stable because they can get rid of you at any time.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And like COVID was obviously, all of this was happening around COVID, so that I experienced that.
Right.
So I think that also let me know, like, stability not that stable, but that's the biggest fear, not knowing how I'm gonna get it. Because that bill coming every month.
Facts.
That rent, that car note is coming every month, and it feel like it's come faster.
Facts.
When you work for yourself. It'd be like, damn, been 30 days already.
I remember you even came and worked for me part-time at Magic Minds.
Yep, you gave me a job, bro. You again, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, it's not for the cameras. I didn't have a job. You like, listen, I can pay you something. Like, something at least to be able to pay a bill.
2 bills, 3
Couple
bills.
bills. Like, come on, and you didn't hesitate. You didn't know if I was gonna be good with kids or whatever, and obviously look at the stepping stone of what I'm doing now, what you able the opportunity you able to give me is
I didn't
crazy.
even think about that.
Me either, until we had this conversation.
Wow. Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, so I had you working with the young people. They love Mr. Cash. Mr. Cash. Wait, Mr. Cash. When he coming? Yeah, loved it. It was great times. Great times. What did your family and friends think, like, about you taking this step? I mean, you're the only one with the college. You were the guy in the family. Like, now you're going to leave your college career to go chase what?
Yeah, man, my family wasn't that supportive, and I never faulted them to this day, because what I realized, especially in our community, sometimes trauma gets passed down from generation to generation.
Facts. Speak.
If I never experienced this, if all I knew was keep my job for 30, 40 years and I bet not mess it up, then you trying to go do what? You going to leave a job? You went to college to get this job, and you going to leave this job to do what? Who you think you are?
Who do you think you are?
Who do you think you are?
Right.
You know what I mean? And that was really the reception I got, except from one person. It was my dad.
Wow.
So I lied to my father at first, which I never did. Like, I never lied to my dad, but I was so afraid of him being disappointed in me that I couldn't tell him that I was leaving my job. And I just was like, hey, got laid off, I'm gonna find a new one, whatever. And I ultimately, I felt free once I told him. And I told him it didn't matter what everybody else felt, but my family thought I was crazy for sure. Like, what are you gonna go start? You not who you think you are? What you doing? That's white people stuff.
Right.
Like, all those fears and traumas that we get. It takes somebody to do it to see that it's possible. So,
yeah. Wow. Yeah, and that's it. It's just like understanding. We're so used to, like you said, stability, but in actuality, it's really
it's not.
It's not.
Yeah, it's not.
And the older you get, I just wish people would see it that young.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you're one of the first people that I helped to mentor that I felt you got it early.
Yeah.
Which I was telling you, it's going to save you so many years on the back end. So that's why when I see you traveling and all over the place doing your thing, I'm excited. I'm make sure I like everything.
Yeah.
Like, get it. Because I know the fact that you took that risk early in your life.
Yeah.
You got through the mistakes a lot earlier.
For sure. And again, having people to look at, I have an old mentor that helped me a lot early on, that was in the business, that kind of, directly or indirectly gave me a lot of the keys, and having the ability to see people do it.
Nice.
You know what I mean? And kind of mimic some of those things. So having people around, it helps, like, because I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. I'm trying to do something that was already done. And there are some level of blueprints, so that gives you some type of feeling that you can do it too.
I always tell people, you want to be successful, get around successful people and do what they do.
Absolutely.
So you actually, sought lead mentorship,
right?
And somebody that was in the business that you went into.
Absolutely.
Started working in their business, and that helped groom you to see that you could do it yourself.
Yep. Started working under him. He gave me some rope and said, hey, like, go figure it out, which I appreciate. Because he didn't hand walk me at all. It was like, yo, go figure this out. Like, I'm gonna give you the entry, and then everything else you do on your own.
Right.
And that's all I can ask for. Sometimes all we need is the opportunity.
That's it.
So all
just
you need
an
is opportunity. So, but that was also a pivotal point. you know.
So you worked with him for a couple years. Y'all worked together a couple years, and then
Not even. We was together for 5 months.
Wow.
Yeah, we were together for 5 months. And I kind of knew early on that I wanted to do my own thing. One, because he still was figuring it out, right? Like, I think people feel like when you get to a certain level of success, you just can reach back and grab everybody. But it's new goals for him as well. So, to his defense, he was trying to figure out the next level for him. And so we was on together for 5 months when I decided that I need to go figure out my own thing.
Great. So, Second Mile Services.
Second Mile.
What is Second Mile Services?
Man, on our website would say that we're like a comprehensive behavioral health agency that supports social services and youth under the foster care division, right? Honestly, I would say that we're a helping hand. Second Mile started as a company that employed people that assisted youth with behavioral issues. But we've grown into housing. We've grown into a full service transportation company, which I never thought that I would do.
Wow.
And we just kind of just fill in the gaps, right? We work directly with social services and DSS and
What's DSS?
Department of Social Services.
Okay.
And we just try to touch the youth in any way that we can, man. We again provide behavioral health aids. We provide transportation. We help people that's becoming reunified with their biological parents that may be in foster homes, and we assist by supervising visitations between them and their biological parents to help be able to tell the court, hey, this is a union that's rebuilding and they should be able to go home, right? We're hopefully doing good work.
Great. So why focus on youth and behavioral health? Like, why?
So initially, and I'm just obviously be as honest as possible, right? Like, initially it was because I felt like it was an avenue to like make money and change my life.
That's honest.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
like I saw the mentor. I was like, oh wow, like this is lucrative. At that time I'm an accountant, I'm all numbers.
Right.
But once I got into it, it was the connection. Like, these kids are from where we from. They look like us. They come from what we come from. And to be able to be young and black and to be a representation of like, we can do more. I can achieve more. And again, all of those things sound cliche until you in it, right? Like,
Right.
I have my kids say like, Mr. Cass, I want to be like you. I want to do this. I want to do that. How do I do this? And to be able to connect on their level and then on another level and say, hey, this is what it's going to take. We have to tighten up this. Look, school is important. Work is important. Even more basic, hygiene is important. Making up your bed is important, right? To be able to be someone that they can see.
And you're so relatable.
Yeah.
Because you've been there. I grew up where you grew up.
Yeah.
I come from where you come
I
from.
understand, right?
Facts.
I understand. I might not have been through everything that you've been through. Some of our kids have been through some tough
big
things.
time stuff, right?
But I can relate.
You can relate. And that's
relate.
the main thing. That's the main thing.
And I can hire people and bring in people that can also relate and share their experiences. And so we're blessed. We're blessed to be able to connect on that level.
That's it. So, how does it feel? And on the going into it because it was lucrative. That's facts. Because I went into teaching, I didn't go into it. I hated my job.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
I became a teacher and got my master's only because I hated enterprise rental car where I was working.
Yeah.
So I try to get people to understand. But sometimes God uses that
Absolutely.
to put you in place of establishing and discovering your purpose.
Absolutely. 100%.
And I feel that that's what that did. Like,
Yep.
you didn't really know that was a part of your purpose, but
Right.
God allows certain things to push us into where he knows we're going to do great work.
Absolutely.
And another thing I want to touch on a little bit is, how does it feel? One of the things I'm very excited about is when we're able to employ people and give people opportunities. And I watch the way your employees love you and they are very appreciative. Like, how many employees do you have right now? Like, how does that feel? Between if you went with the readers, like, out of how many people are you employing right now?
On Second Mile alone, I have 49, 50 employees.
Wow.
Yep. And then readers, I probably have another 10 employees.
That's awesome,
and
brother.
how does it feel? I think it puts a pressure on you a little bit because you know that you're responsible for, in some sense, their well-being.
Speak.
Right? If I mess up this payroll, that's going to directly affect not just my life, but their lives. If I lose this contract, how many people will be unemployed that have been working for me, that have dedicated time away from their families to my dream, right?
So now you speaking.
Yeah,
So talk about what, because I don't know about you, but that payroll every 2 weeks,
it's real.
I mean, the anxiety it brings.
It's real.
I mean, people have no clue. You talk about 30, 40, 50, 60 grand every 2 weeks. Like, talk about the anxiety that brings, or does that bring anxiety for you? Like, what does that feel like to be that responsible, like you said, for people's well-being?
Yeah, you know, I had my battles early on, right? I had, you know, the irony of being an accounting major and spending 4 years in public and private accounting and mismanaging funds.
I wanted to touch on that.
Yeah, so mismanaging funds. So, you know, I felt the pressure early on because I was battling my own vices and demons and not realizing, like, hey, you will lose your company if you play around. You told me that, I never get, you told me a lot of things. And one thing you said, you think people love you. See how much they love you if you don't make that payroll in 2 weeks. And that's real. And so, you know, 5 years in, we've never missed a payroll. You know, thank God.
Clapping up for that. Yes, sir.
But it is definitely a pressure because that's, you're responsible, right? And what we do, I work for the state, so I don't get paid on time.
Facts.
Right? So my employees have never missed a paycheck, but we've gone 4, 5, 6 months without getting paid. And so, you know, it teaches you how to be a better budgeter, how to make good decisions for the company. Sometimes you want to grow, but you can't mess with that money. Right. So,
and I remember a time when, you know, said we was gonna talk about everything. You was spending that bread.
Yeah,
like you was out here balling, balling out, traveling, doing it. And I'm like, Cassie, you doing it too early. You doing it too early. I said, fall back and stack them chips.
Absolutely.
And what happened? And that.
Yeah, and you know, it's no excuses, but when you don't come from nothing, you never, it's one thing to tell somebody to budget money when they got, you know, that same paycheck that they getting.
Mm-hmm.
I never saw 20, 30, 40, 50, $100,000 before. So you could say what you wanted. I was going to feel. I was going to buy the designer. I was going to, right? And I didn't realize that, oh, you're going to have to pay the piper later on. The IRS, they coming. All them bills are coming. And so, you know, you definitely gave me those lessons. And some of them I had to learn the hard way. I had to touch the stove to make sure it was hot. But thank God, you know, it never folded us. It never hindered us. And we were able to kind of maneuver and keep going. But
that's amazing, brother. That's amazing. And that, I mean, that's the thing. It's like learning entrepreneurship and really what it you know.
And that's the thing. I say this about us a lot. We know how to make money because naturally we are hustlers. Like whatever your field, especially black people, we know how to make it. But you give me so many gems, and talking about this is funny. It's like, it seems like I'm just trying to hype you up, but it's real. you always say it's not about what you make, it's about what you can keep. And that's the key to this. Because we learn how to make it, but we never learn the procedures to keep it. And that's what changed me as an entrepreneur. That's what changed me as a businessman and really made me successful. Learning how to keep the money.
That's it.
Like that was the one.
That's the key.
Another Mike Millerism.
Mike Millerism. I love it. I love it. So, man, you gotta say that bread.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always trying to, you know, keep that money. So before I go into the next thing, I want to talk about all of a sudden, once you started growing, you decided to go into the next business. And that's what a lot of people never transition. They see like, all right, this is my thing. I'm making a bunch of money here, but people don't know, like, all right, that could be gone tomorrow. Like you said, I could lose my contract.
For sure.
I could lose this money I'm saving, this, that, and the other. So I always had in my mind, once it happened to me once, in one business I failed at, and that was my bread and butter. It's like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
I need another one. I want 2, 3 businesses.
Absolutely.
You know, so that's kind of how I got into 3 and 4 businesses, because you never know when one is going to turn the faucet off.
Yeah.
So how did we get into the readers? My wife always told me she wanted to own a readers.
Yeah.
But I actually have a friend that owns a couple readers.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Let's talk about the readers franchises. Like, where did that come from? I mean, you went into, you know, that's why I call you like a serial entrepreneur. Like, I knew I was like, I didn't like that all of my eggs were still in one basket with one business. So I'm like, yo, I'm going to go over here and start this. So now with 3 and 4 businesses, people look at me like, how did he do it?
Absolutely.
But I just knew I didn't want ever all of my eggs to be in one basket. And I mastered one business and moved to the next business. So can you talk about like going to the franchise and like, how did you get into the readers? I mean, you got up to like 3 that you own, 3, 4 of them that you own. Like, how did that happen?
Nah, so again, like I want to say like I just had this genius idea, but really, I mean, I knew that, like you said, you told me that before too. You want to diversify and put money in different things, and especially in the field that I'm in. It's so many people doing it. You just never know. New regulations come out all the time, which we've had to go through. And so you want to have other things going on, but also because I was doing the same business that my mentor was doing at the time, I wanted to be able to separate myself too, right? Like I felt like the money can show the success, but I didn't feel like it was something that I went and figured out on my own, even though I did, because it was so many people doing it. You know what I mean? And so Rita's, I knew eventually my goal was always to own a Chick-fil-A, and it still is, because Chick-fil-A was my first ever job.
You got working them Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, you got working them Chick-fil-A's, and I didn't know anything about food, cash sales, daily sales, all of those things. And so I thought Rita's was a good way to get into it. It's a household name, especially in our area.
Yes.
It's relatively inexpensive, easier to learn, and I knew that I could kind of circumvent the franchisee process by using my friend who was my partner, because, you know, at the time he was playing football. So if I could use his likeness to get us in, get some of the fees canceled out, then it would be an easy way to get in and learn. So really it was just taking a shot. It really was just taking a shot.
We can't talk about who that guy was.
Yeah, my man Gus, my man Gus the Bus, you know, one of my best friends.
Gus the Bus, Baltimore Ravens, baby.
Yeah, and Rita's had never done a partnership with an athlete before. So it was really attractive to them.
Okay.
And, you know, for him, he was just putting the money in with me, you know, getting behind me. So I leveraged his relationship against them.
Nice.
To be able to get in and build a strong relationship with Rita. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. What did you learn? It's like a
it's
rough
different.
business.
It's different. It's different. Every business is different, is what I learned. And I had a lot of success in Second Mile early on, and it tainted my Rita's experience.
You had success early.
Yeah.
Yeah. You came into a lot of money early.
Yeah. And it's hard when you're in a business that doesn't produce a lot of money.
Right.
Because it speeds you up. Right. And on top of that, I just was into gambling and stuff like that. So when you have a different feel for the money, which is not good, it kind of messed up Rita's for me. But now that it's slowed down, I really enjoy it. I love the interaction. And again, another avenue that I get to connect with kids. All of the people that work in my store were between 16 and 19.
Nice.
Right. So they about to go to college, just getting to college. And so, you know, they all get to talk to me about Greek life and all of this. And so just another avenue to be influential.
Great. All right. So we know success can bring pressures people don't always see. I mean, we've had a lot of conversations. You know, I was an alcoholic. You've been there throughout the whole process, checked on me. But at the same time, we realized and discovered that you were struggling over there too.
Yeah.
You confided in me and, you know, got permission that we could talk about it.
Yeah.
You realized you had a gambling issue.
For sure.
For sure. Like, we went to a Line Brothers wedding in DR. That's when I saw it on full live blast. Like, oh, Kaz, wow. I mean, we didn't leave till wee hours in the morning.
Yeah.
And had to take a cab to get there. So just talk about, like, how did that come to be an issue? Like, I know it started off just, you know, just having fun.
Yeah.
But it went to another level.
For sure.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, you know, and it's ongoing, right? Like I'm glad to say that I'll probably never hopefully be to the level that I was at. But you know, I don't know how I started. Gambling really like running my family a little bit. Like my parents didn't have money, but my mother played lotteries every day.
Okay.
My mother might have had $20 to her name, 10 of them was going to the lottery machine.
Wow.
My dad was heavy relatively like money wise, but into horse betting. That was his hobby. He might only spend $50, but $50 was a lot, you know? And so I always had that itch. I never was a drinker. Like I never did any recreational drugs, nothing. Right. But I always wanted to gamble. And it really like went over top. One of my brothers like was like shot a lot of dice. And it never was about the money. It just always was the thrill.
The thrill of winning.
The thrill of winning. It never was about the money. And I feel like I had that same addiction in business, the thrill to win. But
in that it works in our favor.
But it works, yeah. And the gambling is like no loss was too big because I always felt like I was going to win.
Wow.
And casinos are obviously set up for you to lose. But I felt like, who are they? Like, who are you that you're going to
tell me I'm going to lose?
You're going to keep beating me?
Yeah,
you're not going to keep beating
win,
me.
right?
And as I got more access to more money, it got worse because now. First, I would lose $200 and I couldn't afford to lose nothing else, so I would leave. But guess what? I can go back to the ATM now. It might have not been my money. It might was second mile money, but I'm gonna win it. I'm gonna put it back.
And I'm gonna put it back.
Yeah, and a lot of times I wasn't able to put it back, and
Oh.
a lot of times I spent a lot of time, and I knew it was an addiction when I started turning off my location because I didn't want my friends to say, "You in the casino again?"
Wow.
And then we went to DR, and we were an hour and a half from the casino, and I was going to go. I didn't care. We got kidnapped. I didn't care what he charged me. I needed to gamble, and yeah, it was a lot of conversations with you that made me realize this is something that you gotta get under control.
Yeah. So what helped you overcome it?
The fear of losing it all. There's no addiction like worse than others, but a lot of addictions I feel like, and it's just my perspective. At some point, you're forced to stop. Like your body will make you stop, whether it's alcohol, or drugs, or whatever. Like I might pass, even if it's temporary. I might pass out. I might get too high. I can't do nothing. Gambling is really the only one that you could lose it all and nobody know, because don't nobody know how many times I'm going to the ATM.
Right.
In the casino, you can go get it all. You can, if you had an ATM limit, they will give it to you at the cage. Like,
Wow.
and it's not going to be physically on my body. Like at some point, the wear and tear from the alcohol is going, you're going to show. Like,
Yes.
you're going to smell it.
Right.
The drugs, gambling, you won't know. If I went and lost $100,000 right now, you would have no idea.
No
Especially
idea.
because you build up that tolerance that you think that you're going to win it back. And so I just realized that I had worked too hard to lose it all. And I don't have a fallback. My mother don't have no money.
Right.
My father gone. You know what I mean? Like, if I can't pay my mortgage not gonna get paid. I mean, I have friends that I could call, but that's temporary. That's gonna run out at some point.
It is.
You know, and so, and I just felt corny. You giving all this money away. Like,
Corny.
I felt corny.
Right.
It's
What are
like,
we doing?
Yeah, like recreationally for fun here and there, out of town, a little couple hundred here and there. Hey, I lose it, but this not a career. You
Right.
can't make a career out of this. And yeah, when I really knew it was up, my dad passed. My dad didn't have a lot. My dad had like 12 grand saved up, no insurance money. He had
Wow.
12 grand. The night that my dad died, I lost the entire 12 grand out of his account.
Gee.
That night, I went to Maryland Live, and I lost the whole 12,000.
That night.
That night, I left the hospital. B. Wiley his people picked my father up, and my next stop was Maryland Live, and I was the only one that had access to his account, and I lost every dollar. And the next 2 days, I cried. I never told this story actually. It's crazy. I cried, and I was like, "This is it. This is it."
So that did it.
That was it.
Your father's
that
death,
was it.
losing all his money in a night.
I lost it that night. Yeah, that was it. And that's not to say I still enjoy, but now I can enjoy it as recreational and it's fun. It's never excessive. I never lose a lot of money. I don't play as long, but I still enjoy it. But I don't have that attachment to it no more. It's
Like
not.
you had
It's not.
that
Yeah.
addiction feel.
Yeah.
And it's a different. Something that I know really affected you in a big way. You talked about and you touched on it when you were talking about the gambling, how you lost the 12 grand the night your father passed. Losing your father, it's been how long?
It'll be 4 years this year.
So I know it was a couple years ago. How did that impact you?
It changed me. It changed me. It changed me. My dad was the closest person in my life. And me and my mom are really close, but it was not like me and my dad just had a different. My father understood me. I didn't have to say anything. He knew. Like, it changed me because I spent my life trying to make my dad proud. I felt like that would be the way I could repay him for everything that he gave me. I wanted him to be happy, and my dad, he was. So nobody's ever heard. Actually, I just let my girlfriend hear this for the first time. I've never let my mom hear it. Nobody. The day before my dad passed, he was getting moved to hospice, and I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna call your phone." I was in the hospital with him. I'm like, "When I leave, I'm gonna call your phone." No, you call my phone. I'm not gonna answer, and I want you to leave me a voicemail. Leave me a voicemail so I can have it forever. And in that voicemail, my dad said a lot. And I mean, but ultimately, he just felt like he was proud. And after that, I just felt like I didn't have nothing to prove to nobody else. You know, I felt like I already one. And to use the gambling reference, I was playing with house money. Is from this point on, I'm already successful. I did it because I knew my dad was proud. So it changed me because people's opinions don't matter, right? Failure is not real to me anymore. It's just temporary.
Great.
And I feel like I can go after whatever it is that I want to go after.
Wow. That is amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing. So tell us about the Randolph Johnson Entrepreneurship Scholarship.
Man, it's a blessing. Again, just try to find every way that I can honor my dad. You know, my relationship with Mount St. Mary's is so strong. Mount St. Mary's gave me a lot, and you know, I try to do as much as I can for that school. And so, a couple years ago, the Mount came up with an entrepreneurship major, which is big because I think entrepreneurship is something that should be taught in college.
Facts.
And they're doing a lot of investing into that program, and I wanted to give back. And so, you know, my dad, I talked about the $12,000. The funny thing about the $12,000 is he had that same $12,000 for like 3 years. And when I first started the company, I didn't have any money. I've never had a business loan to this day. And my dad gave me the $12,000 and he needed it back. And I would use it for some type of payroll, flip it, make some money, borrow it again. And I just kept putting that same $12,000 back. So the 12 that he had in the account when he died was the money that I had put back recently. And so I wanted to start a scholarship for entrepreneurship majors to help them with books and stuff like that. And initially it was for $12,000.
Nice.
And that was just my way of being able to honor his legacy.
Wow. So what would it mean for him to see the impact it's making today?
It would mean everything, but my dad would say he knew it. He would say he knew. But it would mean everything because, you know, my dad was the epitome of a dad, which I'm sure a lot of people feel like their dad is, but
no, I didn't have one.
Yeah,
you know,
no,
my
that's
father
real.
died at 5. So to have your dad in your life this whole
Yeah.
time, like, amazing. You know,
Yeah.
and I saw this clip on Steve Harvey. He was saying how that's his main issue. His father was the only man that wanted him to be better than him.
Yeah.
And was
That's
the only
so
man
real.
that would tell him that
That's
I'm
so
proud
real.
of you.
Yep.
And for you to know that that completed you,
Yeah.
to hear your dad say those words and to have it for the rest of your life to be able to listen to,
Yeah.
like you said, it's no feeling like
There's
that.
no feeling like it. And you know, and again, my godfather is heavy in my life. He's always been heavy in my life. You've been, you know, I would say that next person. And it's been that same thing. Like, I just only ever need people to believe in me. Like, in relationship or whatever it is, like, I'm going to do anything. Just believe in me.
That's it.
Right? And when you stop believing in me, right, like, it affects.
It
affects. You know?
Facts. If my wife don't believe in me, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as
Yeah.
she believe, I'm good.
Yeah.
My family, my mother, like, I'm with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's big for me. So, you know, to answer your question, if he could see it, which I'm sure he does in some way,
Oh, he
right?
definitely does.
It would just give me that continued confidence. Yeah.
Wow. So us being line brothers, K.A. Psi, Kappa Alpha Psi, what does brotherhood mean to you?
It's important. It's important. It's a relationship. You know, you can't choose your family. And so we didn't choose each other either, right? We all wanted the same thing. And it's so important because you got people that you can lean on, people that you know that got your back. It gets tough, like, just as a man before anything else. But then as an entrepreneur, as a, you know, a boyfriend, hopefully fiance, hopefully husband, whatever, it gets tough. And you got people that have been through it or are going through it, and we can share experiences and just pick each other up. And so y'all have been instrumental to me. You know, I have brothers outside of Kappa that have been instrumental to me and just giving me perspective and guidance. And
I mean, they say you all who you hang around.
you all who you are. You hang
watch
around,
your circle
absolutely.
you hanging around. So yeah, it's definitely. So how has that shaped your leadership?
Definitely made me a better leader because you don't have to go through everything to get the lesson. And so, I mean, you know, a lot of people I hang with are older than me, right? Almost everybody.
All about everybody.
And so I learned so much about, again, being a man, being a father, being a leader, being a husband, and it helps me with the mistakes that I don't have to make and the ones that I already made. You know, how to keep your chin up and keep going. So
wow,
yeah,
wow. So real quick, why invest in the community that raised you?
so that you're not the only one. So that you're not the only one. So that the next group behind you can do the same thing. It's the only way that we get better, right? Going to Mount St. Mary's showed me what other communities look like and how they invest in their communities and how now generations later they're reaping the benefits. And so some of the benefits we may never see, but it's important because I want to have kids, and I'm sure my kids are going to want to have kids. And so I want them to be able to benefit from the community that we gave to and that we invested in. And it was always some people that when you're younger that pulled you up, whether it was something small, right?
Facts.
People that cared. And so I just want to be that. I want to be that person.
Okay, advice for someone who wants to start a business.
You can't. We talk about this all the time. You can't half do it.
Woo.
You can't put your foot in and bring your foot out. You gotta jump in this thing. And when I say that don't mean go quit your job tomorrow.
Facts.
But no, for this business to get the way you want to go, you're gonna have to quit that job, right? And a lot of times we try to say, oh, well, I'm gonna put a couple hours here, and I hear that the whole let your 9 to 5 fuel your 5 to 9. That's cool for a little bit.
Right.
It's all right.
It's a start.
It's a start. It's not gonna get you to where you want to be. You gotta jump in because you have to know I'm gonna win no matter what. And it's never no matter what if you still have that backing. And so at some point you gotta jump in.
Gotta jump. I love that. Take that leap, right?
Yeah.
Take that leap. I want to touch on this real quick. We on our way out. You decided along with girlfriend Monty. So really excited about you guys. For you guys that don't know, Cass is also a member at our gym at Passport Fitness. So really excited about the leaps and bounds you've made there, growing, constantly working on getting that health and fitness because we always talk about health as well. So you decided to do this High Rocks coming up in May?
April. I got 3 weeks from now.
Oh, so Troy has been training you too.
Yep.
Watch you around there. The struggle is real. I mean, you're leaving out the gym with your whole shirt drenched.
Drenched.
I mean, never worked this hard. So why High Rocks? Why take on that kind of crazy challenge? Like what? What? Where did that come from?
Yeah, another Mike Miller-ism. Like if you're not growing, you're dying. And so one, just a new challenge. I want to push myself. Do something that I've never done, something that I'm not really ready to do. And I know that this is a stepping stool, right? So I know that I'm not going to perform to my maximum on this first one, but I know that it'll give me a benchmark. But also, I believe that my partner is my forever partner. And, and part of growing our relationship, just always want to see each other in different lights. And so this was something that I felt like we could do together and challenge each other, see how we would respond together.
I love it.
And I wouldn't want to do it with anybody other than her. So I could have tried to sign up for solo, but I wanted to bring something crazy to her and see how she responded. And she was like, let's do it.
I love that.
And to see us cross the finish line together is going to be amazing. And so that was a big part of it too.
That's awesome, brother.
Yeah.
That's awesome right there. I love it. Last question. Let's do the final question. If you could talk to the younger version of Cass, just starting this journey, what would you tell him?
I'm already proud of you. I think growing up, I felt like I had to do something spectacular because that's how people saw me. I was always like an intelligent kid. And so I was always like vying for that from people. I wanted that validation. But I'm already proud of you. And so you're going to be a winner because you're a winner, and being a winner is in you. Go get it because you want it and not because somebody else, expects it of you.
Wow. Well, y'all, look. This is the hour of power. I mean, like, Cass, you brought it, brother, like, to the new entrepreneur, people that are going into business. Like, I know you're going to bless so many people from this episode. Thank you, brother, for giving your time.
Absolutely.
Like I said, guys, this is what it's all about. We're going to continue to bring you people that literally have gone from ordinary to extraordinary. Cass going from 0 to $1 million entrepreneur. So y'all seeing it right in your face. And what we can tell you is you can do it too.
Absolutely.
Just know if he did it, coming from Baltimore City, we all can do it. So this y'all boy, Motivational Mike, with another entry from ordinary to extraordinary. Cash, love you, brother. Thank you so much. Been there.
Guy.
This is my guy. We'll see y'all on the next episode. Have a great one.
You can lean on my shoulder.